top of his eye. Now this is a point where I'm going to make decisions and choices about what is a priority and what is not. So I'm going to do a lot of erasing. Like right here is a good example. I'm going to erase some of this, and I'm going to show that that top line of his eye is crucial. And that one edge down to here, that's crucial as well. So this is how I see Bill Murray's eye, the priority of it, the important part. I could say it lies in those lines right there. That's just a simple decision that I've made. I'm going to go ahead and do this, just to creep you out. Alright, so I'm going to bring this off, flow a little bit. I like flowing lines, I like a lot of curves. I'm going to create that right here. Just a nice little bird shape, a nice little V. I'm going to make that soft. See how it's going? It's like making decisions. What lines are heavy, what are soft, what ones stand out. And that's pretty much all I'm going to do for the next few minutes. And I'll just keep talking while I do it, because that's the name of the game. Alright, now his nose I want to bring up even higher. See, there's never a time when you need to stop changing it until you're finalizing something for a client, and then you better stop at some point, because they need the piece to print it or to use it. I'm just being absurd. Alright, so there I've established the shape of his nose. I want it to be more of a curved angle piece here. So I'm going to have these little curves there. I'm going to define this. And I want this angle to sit on his nostril right there. There we go. Sharp angle. I'm going to define this edge right here. Just lightly. This guy's important. Just a nice flowing line. And then this gets pretty heavy right here. And then tapers off gently. Alright, I'm going to keep working on this for a little bit longer. So I've got it pretty much where I want it to be. Then maybe I'll drop some color in, some flat color. It'll sell the cartoony effect. It'll help bring it together as a piece, and it's better for the viewer to see the intention when you throw a little color on there, and color livens it up, of course. I chose a middle value so that I'm not stuck on the darks and lights, and so it's a little bit softer lines to put down. I like starting on a middle ground or not so harsh surface, because once you start black and white, it becomes habits, and you become tied into dark light contrast. You feel like everything you're doing is finished, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel more comfortable starting on a middle ground. I buy a lot of sketchbooks, and I use the Craft, I believe it's Cachet Craft Brown sketchbooks. They're just wonderful. They're these sketchbooks that basically like a brown paper bag. You want to save some money when you go grocery shopping? Ask for brown paper bags, ask for paper instead of plastic if they've got the brown ones. And then just use those, take them home, cut them out so they're flat, and you can draw right on them. It's excellent. It's resourceful for the environment. That way you're not throwing away all that paper, and you can always recycle it later if you're a recycle nut. Not that they have to be a nut to recycle, I'm just saying. If you're into that, we have to here in New York. I'm in a neighborhood where it's a law, you have to recycle. If you don't, you can be fined quite a bit of money. A lot of people really like that. That seems to be the vibe here in this city, is that people are very health conscious, they're very eco-conscious, eco-friendly. You could call it a green city, if you will. That seems to be the hot term. Alright, I'm going to curl this up a little better. Same here. A little bit of a smirk. And this line is not so harsh in the reference, but I'm going to utilize it. These lines right here. And I can always, when I'm finishing it, if I'm adding color to the line, I can always add, make that a more subdued color. Maybe make it a brown, or some color that blends better with the whatever color choice I use for his face, with the flesh or peach tone or whatever. So these are things that you can do in line and you don't have to commit to the black line. You can make decisions later. Or you can make the decision early on and then just do it later. It's another good reason to plan your piece ahead. Know what you're going into, know what you're going to do. And practice, because once you practice, you learn, oh wait, if I'm doing a line-based drawing that's cartoony, it doesn't necessarily have to be black and white. That's right, you don't have to have black lines. You can have brown lines, you can have blue lines, you can have something that helps complement the piece. That's usually a better decision than having just black. Not always. Now there's a tangent edge right there, but that doesn't bother me because this is a cartoony piece and I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm going to block in his eyebrows and then I'm going to cut out negative space in his eyebrows. I think that'll create a neat look to it. So what I'll do is I'll just block in some blacks here, the general shape that I want. His nice innocent eyes, so dreamy. And then what I'll do is I'll add a little bit right here. And then I will cut away from it. Just nice and easy like that. And make sell this illusion of hair. There we go. It's just a fun design. It's nothing that's too finished. So this is getting closer. I use this to my advantage, this continuing line right here. Just a nice little semicircle. And then make it a little more solid. Not worried about erasing his eye a little here because that's something I haven't finished yet. I notice that I'm talking a little bit more about method right now, and it's not quite as important as long as you're comfortable with the program, it's not as important as your decisions and as your drawing. Drawing is important. When I'm doing this in digital program, it's not because the digital program is the piece that I'm prioritizing. The drawing is what I'm prioritizing. I'm only using digital because it's very easy to do this. I downloaded a program. I purchased a program. I purchased some headphones. I've got Adobe Photoshop for years. I've had this, so I'm just using what I've got in front of me, and it's easy for me to share. And that's the whole purpose, is for me to share my work so that maybe I can inspire someone. Much like a lot of other artists inspire me. So it's not about the digital program, it's about the drawing. It's about the decisions that you make and the drawing that you create. Alright, I'm going to slide over here a little bit, just finish this up. Now, these lines aren't quite as strong, they don't have to be too dominant. I'm going to clean up this area. We don't need that, we don't need that. I do need this. Not every relationship has to be exaggerated, but I always feel that everything can be exaggerated. If that's your goal, you can exaggerate every spatial relationship, every fold of skin, every piece of the face that you can ever see. Everything can be exaggerated, and if you're going for exaggeration, everything should be exaggerated. Don't ever stop on a big nose or funny eyes. Don't ever just stop on that. Don't make it easy on yourself. Make it a challenge. You're going to learn more in the long run. That's why I chose Bill Murray. Such a familiar face. I like his face. It's interesting. But it's a bit of a challenge for me because I've drawn him before, yes. So the formula, the basic solution that I know of, it holds true. But this is a photo I haven't used, and this is an expression I haven't used, and this is a method I've never used while drawing him. I've always drawn him in a rendered sense, in a fashion that shows, some construction and some mass. Some shading, some painting. This is one way I've never drawn Bill Murray. So it's a challenge for me.